match here. We got Zerodoom versus Calvin Schoolidge. Oh, and this is a copper match. There we go. All right.
Yeah, so this is going to be a general theme that we're going to see in a lot of our games this weekend are going to be player who was in SCL last season, in this case it's Zerodoom, who
Mm-hmm.
was in Challenger, versus a newcomer, Calvin Schoolidge. And generally, the newcomers are all spooky because they're, anybody who did placements had at least 1,000 games coming into SCL, but the challenger players have a bit more competitive edge in that they've all played at least a season
Yep.
worth of games.
All right, and we'll quickly go through picks and bans. The first ban, unfortunately, is Tan. Uh,
Yeah, we got our fun. Let's
yep,
go.
yep. We got enough. Oh no, Calvin Schoolidge banning Courtyard.
Oh,
Both.
sinner.
So
Okay.
actually, I guess Tan means Courtyard. So both Courtyards have been banned. These people hate Courtyard.
Why does your TN say 5 of 8, by the way?
Oh, does it?
Whatever.
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why I put 5 of 8. Anyway, well that's definitely banned. Anyway, yeah, I should probably take out those numbers. I think I probably copy pasted something somewhere. Anyway, first pick is we're gonna be seeing 4 more games of Gallery.
Gallery, I can tell you, just having some other games that I've watched, is just being incredibly popular, especially with the newer players. It didn't used
Anyway,
to be that way.
yep. All right. Anyway, next up, second doubled map will be High Rise. That's
Ooh,
an interesting one.
spicy.
Yep. Ooh, and more spicy. We're gonna get some uh, balcony
Okay.
potentially. Anyway, if we get that
Yes,
far.
spicy in a different way.
Yep. And then we'll round it out with some library. So we got
Okay.
we got that pick in there.
So we got some pizza at the end of
Yep.
some actual exotic choices.
Yep. All right. Actually, let me actually get those replays going here. All right. Just about there.
Yeah, so just to confirm, we're looking at Zerodoom starting off as a red dress on a
That
gallery.
is correct.
Cool. If you're ready, Ish,
I'm
Give
ready
me
whenever you are.
a couple minutes here.
and tell me when you're ready, Cletus.
Yeah, just with these players overall, I expect, honestly, Calvin Schoolidge might have the edge here, just due to how active he's been. I think Zero Doom might have more games, but Calvin being the more active, I'd dare to say to give him the edge. What about you, Ponu?
I would generally suggest if you're making predictions to bet against anybody who bans TN because it is a quick indicator that they have not been playing much recently.
All right.
I
Anyway,
mean,
I'm good to go.
TN is a very extreme map, so there are other good reasons to ban it, but I think it's a telling thing that Zero Doom hasn't played much since SCL4. And let's get started. It's Zero Doom on red dress in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And we're going from bookcase to bookcase, and that's fine. And we're running away with the book. Okay, so we didn't choose to go. Oh, what? Okay, so we get low lit there for a moment. We just don't decide to go to the bookcase that we're closest to. We don't react quick enough for that, but we do get the book here, and we run away. And now we're trying to flirt. Cool. We do have the option here. We can do the microfilm outside, which is always an option. I think is underused.
Important to note here that that Calvin is actually marking books, but Zero Doom's book has not been marked. So potentially we will just get away with this microphone if we transfer it back into the blue shelf.
Yeah, seduction doesn't go through, but I think that's what we're heading towards. We're beeline in there. Okay, we're gonna put it back real quick, or we're gonna put it back all correct like.
It's an interesting trade-off for sure. If you put it back quickly, you give the sniper less time to notice, but it is more suspicious if you put it back that quickly. If you wait the full 3 cycles to do that, then it's less suspicious, but you get more time for the sniper to be like, that book was in that blue shelf. It mustn't. So there's a trade-off for both sides for sure for deciding whether to follow etiquette or not on that.
I appreciate this inspect. We're getting missions done. Like I said last game, it's the sort of thing that we want. Ooh, this is a nice flirt. But we want to be getting missions done on gallery, and I'm also happy to see that they're not starting off SCL on the wrong foot. This is solid, pacey play. No sign of nerves yet from Zerodoom.
Yeah, the only issue here is that we have set ourselves up for a
Banana
soft
bread.
tailwind with Inspect and Seduce being our final missions, but we only have 51% flirt, so that will rely on us hitting a green test in order to complete that.
Yeah, I think we need to get moving over to the seduction target ASAP. One of the nice benefits. Ooh, that's a safety off on us. Goodness. What do? We're just standing here.
Yeah, unless he caught the transfer, which we didn't even get highlight for. We got highlight for a 1 statue.
Okay. We're doing some extra credit here. So we get the second inspect, but this also has a fingerprint on it, which is a nice out if we don't get the flirt done. But just makes the statue a lot more suspicious. Doesn't even take the print. That bug's questionable. Yeah, that's a shot. Calvin's on it.
Yeah, a bit interesting there. Not quite sure what Calvin was thinking because safety off, and then he goes to the second set of statues. You think he was just dead there, right? But decides to hold there.
Yeah, okay. Calvin saying in chat, like a fool, that it was an accidental shift versus control. You're not meant to say that. We made you look good. Yeah.
Safety off so early, we're like, Calvin's a god. He already knows.
Yeah, so that bug's just questionable though. Like you're not perpendicular, and you need to prep your bugs on gallery to make sure that you're choosing angles or positions that aren't just gonna have your hand waving to the sniper. Especially when we had flirt and frankly should have had a print too. Good sniping though.
Tough to get away with. There's some very, very strong ones that are really hard to see, but you need a lot of setup in order to get those correct. So, unfortunately, Zerodoom not going to be able to win that one. Although cutting it very close with just needing 1 flirt.
Still a very good start to the game. It's nothing against Zero here. Getting started though in the next game, Calvin Spy. It's 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, we're going Alice. I think Alice is a reasonable choice. She's quite speedy. She's quite small, and on gallery, those are both big perks.
For sure. The only thing you're giving up with Alice is that microfilm is going to be sort of bad since the ponytail, in my opinion, gives Alice away quite a bit.
Oh yeah, no, she whips it back and forth like a child of Will Smith.
But now we're going to get this flirt potentially, get some progress. No.
Yeah, no. That briefcase is too tempting for Cowboy there. So we've got no actual progress, and we're getting close to a minute in here. And we're going outside where there's just nothing to do. Time ad?
Maybe yeah, right. That's what you think. You've lost so much time already that maybe you just want to make that back up with some time ads.
Okay, Calvin agrees. We're doing a time ad. Do we want to do 2 time ads? Nah. Okay.
It takes so much time to walk outside that maybe you want to do 2 just to make up the time you lost walking there. But just going to hang out here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things with gallery, right, is where the ambassador is. If they're in the front, the sniper is more often than not going to be zoomed out. If they're in the back, they're going to be likely zoomed in. In that case, the ambassador wasn't in any position to be like threatening being bugged, but them being back there means the time ad's more likely to be getting away with. Not everybody does multiple time ads like us.
Now we're getting some mission progress.
Yeah, red test. I don't think it's going to change much, but
important to note that if you're just inspecting 2 statues, the action tests really don't matter unless you red test twice. which is like extremely rare. But besides that, 2 statues, you'll always get it done in 2 cycles. It really doesn't have too much effect on what action test you get.
This seduction target's just not been helpful. Whichever side of the party that we're on, the seduction target's just always on the other side of it. We
Yeah,
might...
honestly, we might even give it up since we have such little time left, and it's going to take so long to walk to the front of the conversation and get just 1 flirt.
Yeah, I think things like maybe like banana bread followed by a purloin are in order. Putting a book in your hand is definitely not that, though. We might banana bread and then run off the bookcase immediately.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty decent plan here. We're already out of time. We might end up
Banana bread.
inspect swapping after we get this microfilm into the green shelf.
The other option here is just get someone shot.
Yeah, that would work too. That always
Oh.
worked.
Yeah, there we go. That's one way to do it. So Twin presumably doing his second inspect there, and in combination with the banana bread, in combination with presumed flirting, maybe something else that we didn't catch. It's likely a
Banana
reasonable
bread.
shot, but good job on Calvin just forcing the shot with a good banana bread.
Looking back, Twin was highlight for the first inspect, and then going to the second statues with BB done probably looks extremely suspicious. Maybe suspected one other mission besides that in order to really warrant the shot.
Yeah, but bug is usually the biggest culprit for those sort of things. Either assumed bug or not.
Starting off, SCL with 2 sweeps back to back. Now Zerodoom 0-2 down. Needs to find a win as general.
And 3, 2, 1, planet. Okay, where are we going? This isn't a bug, but it could be a bug. Ambassador want to come this direction? Ambassador does want to come, but we don't want the bug. Okay. I think it was being watched.
The bug coming from that direction also is a little more visible. The ambassador is coming outside, then it looks much more, it's not as visible. I can't speak today.
Huh. Okay, so we do the briefcase, which I don't mind. But we get the highlight, and the highlight was he didn't move the laser over to Zerodoom to do the highlight. He just left his laser, then Zerodoom walked across it. Zerodoom might not even know that he's highlight for the briefcase.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid highlight for early print. It's getting more common these days to highlight for those early prints off the briefcase.
Yeah, so I mean, we just had a
Spy
game.
gets it done.
This is a red fingerprint, unfortunate, but we just had a game with Gabriel and Ramilio both made the conscious decision to not highlight for inspects. But in a game like this, where if the spy is just highlighting for every inspect, and you end up with a lot of highlights, and spies are incentivized not to do the inspects, and then becomes, well, what would be the second best thing to do highlights for, and that would be prints, like the first print in particular. We're doing a timeout here. I think it was likely necessary if we're trying to finish flirt, because we just haven't gotten a single. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a solid.
Come on, game. Yeah, it's been the theme all day, hasn't it? Like, that was a reasonable, like, he went over and Boots was just there for, like, only 5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't understand. That Boots just decided to leave, like, as soon as possible there. Even though it was, as you were saying, decently timed.
Oh, God, Calvin. I assume, again, because Calvin's proven it to us in chat, that that was also a mistake. But it didn't look like one. Oh, goodness. Statue to statue. Nah, okay. But trying to steal a statue from a double agent, that's just cheeky. That's
Yeah,
a little
this is
late
going
game.
to look like a really tough game for Zerodoom to win. Just getting pilot early, and then the neutral light. So yeah, probably you're correct here in that this is an accidental shift here.
I'm gonna go check chat. Oh, that was intentional. Kappa. Okay. You're helping, Calvin.
These are the plays. But I don't see how Zerodoom is going to win here. We're going to need to do hard tell like swap or purloin because
Yeah,
we're running
I
really
think
far
from
behind
our
here.
perspective, sorry for interrupting you, but from our perspective, it's likely better to just try and get someone else shot. Green swap might do it, but green swap also just puts us as two inspects and doing the swap. Someone might get shot, but it's likely us. This is not a good choice. Oh, actually, that works out really well.
Yeah, it's very common there to get stuck on that path, either on the plant if you're coming from the top,
And in the red.
or
Okay.
yeah.
He almost missed that shot, by the way. Kratos, do you want to go back a few seconds if you have the opportunity?
Yeah. Let's see.
Just like at 50 seconds. General has a major lean in his talking animation.
Let's see. So. Wait, 50 seconds left, or yeah, okay.
Yeah, just 50 seconds left, like the very end of the game. He almost misses the shot because of and shoots Queen because
Okay,
of
there we
the
go.
General's absurd lean in his talking animation.
Let's see that.
And in the red.
Almost
Oh
a
yeah,
dot.
yeah, that's close. Yeah, let's see if I can pause it right.
I don't think he actually ever takes it off General, but goodness,
Yeah, it's
that
still
would have been hilarious.
yeah, it's still considered to be on general even here. Yeah, it's pretty darn close.
Right on the edge though. It could have very easily been a missed shot on the queen. That would have been a disappointing loss for sure.
That would have been so funny. I enjoy other people's pain, unfortunately. For them, it's called Schadenfreude or something. What's the score, by the way? Is it 3-0?
It's 3-0.
Goodness.
Yeah, Calvin's been on fire.
Yeah,
Highlighting
both
Zerodoom
safety
early.
offs. If he didn't tell us better, I'd say that his sniper is absolutely on fire.
Yeah,
Let's see if
honestly
we can...
catching Zerodoom out pretty early for
Yeah,
these.
in that game, he definitely like just first inspect and he was already safety often. Let's see if Zerodoom can off Queen as Calvin's picking up the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Okay, let's see here. Just nothing to do. Seduction target finally over here. And we're gonna immediately jam it in.
Yeah,
Nope.
let's see. Yeah, I was just about to say, I felt like that Calvin waited way too long for that.
It wasn't that late. One of those situations, right? Oh goodness, we're just in a purloin.
And highlight into shot. Yeah, there you go.
Taft trying to do a bit of get down Mr. President, but you don't get to do that. You gotta hit your greens.
What's the purpose of that highlight?
Oh, so you can say after the fact, yeah, I highlight you for the purloin.
Okay.
I do that highlight too. I just click on them until I click shift.
All right. I mean, okay, I'll buy that. I mean, as long as nobody ever looks at the log.
Yeah, not entirely sure if he saw the fade because Salmon did reject previously, so potentially saw the fade there in order to confirm the shot.
Or he's a better sniper and just didn't see Salmon ever do the reject and then made the right decision to shoot Queen randomly. As
Yeah,
the
well,
only
that's
person
what
who
you
knew
get for
about.
white purloining. Should have greened, then you would have won. You know, that's how it goes.
I don't know why he didn't decide to just do a green test. It's a weird choice. And he saw the fade. He confirmed in chat. Let's play some high rise 3 or 5. Goodness, doubling high rise like a madman. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. So we have maps. High rise being one of them, but pub and terrace being the other two, and then also balcony, where we don't use all the missions as any 3 or 5. So there's going to be no microfilm, no swap, or purloin, and there's no reason to be watching for those missions. It results in a very cagey match where AI can actually end up just completing 3 missions. They do inspects all the time.
Yeah, it's a bit rare, honestly, for inspects to get done. Sometimes you'll even see prints get done because High-Rise is the best map for AI to complete fingerprints on.
Yeah.
The most fingerprints get spread around the most. Inspects, you do have to get lucky with either a center statue 2 cycle or two separate statues, which is rare but can happen.
Looking at the sniper side here, Calvin's had a few issues. Little Man tried to do a bug path. Wheels tried to do a bug path. Cowboy just did a bug path. Everybody in this game has a bug except for Zerodoom, and it might make this a hard hold on a shot, especially if Wheels, for example, does another inspect.
We get this fingerprint early. Last time this netted us a highlight, but will it net us a highlight this time? Doesn't seem like it.
Okay, Zerodoom. Yeah. So another lesson in bugs. Bugging perpendicular to the camera is much better, if I'm understanding how perpendicular works, than bugging where you're just waving at the camera. That bug could have been better if he'd done a walking bug, for example.
Yeah, and also I would have probably looked to see where the laser was. Because,
So it was literally on him.
well, but if you look from Zerodoom's view, you can't see the laser as he's bugging because it's really like it's straight up just on it's on boots, so it's just barely being interrupted. So if you had turned the camera, let's see, just my camera like that, you would have been able to see that you were very much in view. But oh well.
No,
It was
yeah,
a decent
I
attempt.
knew I
If he had
misspoke there,
walked, it would
Furby.
have been really strong. General's walking bug in particular is quite good. So, not the worst decision. Just ended up not panning out for Zerodoom there.
Yeah, I think what we're referencing, if he did the walking bug behind the back conversation there, T-Flame, that would have probably been the best way to go about it if you really do want to do this bug. And let's move on now. We got more high rises to go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, we got one twin in the party, and it's us. There's no second twin.
Probably randomized here, especially with Alice being the ambassador.
Yeah.
Not extremely fast.
Got some innocent books. Seduction targets being complete correct. We take the book out, which isn't going to be a mission. Microfilm's turned off.
This actually isn't too bad, mostly just because we're not going to get a foot anyways with ST all the way over there at statues. So deciding to do some innocent things while we wait for the ST to finally get settled down somewhere.
Yeah. Has Zerodoom been low-lighting for AI
That I
or
can
inactive
tell,
behavior this time?
mostly it's just been lowlights for BB from what I can see. Maybe some weird situations of AI being strained with pathing, possibly, but nothing blatant that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, against someone like myself, for example, spending a minute doing nothing could net in a low light. It hasn't for Zerodoom and Calvin here right now. The big question is, are we going to get a highlight for the inspect? We are hidden back here behind the mesh. Okay.
Yeah, but now everyone's filed into conversation. Now is the time to get the BB done.
Okay, so we do get the highlight. Inspects are going to be a lot harder. We had a good conversation that had the seduction target and double agent, but if we've learned anything from this cast, it's that don't trust the AI cast members to help you out at all. They're going to leave just when you least want them to. Weird little path by a little man going around the conversation. I'm not sure why he does that.
Yeah, we're one of 4 highlights. They all were for inspects, so we're not looking too bad here, but we are a little behind with flirt progress. We do probably need maybe one more flirt, and then we're in good shape. And it just depends whether or not Zerodoom will shoot for inspect plus BB.
The amount of failed flirts in this cast is getting too dang high. So we're just gonna cop out and do another inspect. Nothing else to do here. There's no swap on. We're in a time crunch now. Getting 2 flirts and probably banana bread would be a lot to ask for. At least doing it in a way that isn't suspicious.
Yeah, now we're going to need a green test because our positioning is too far away. If we were a bit closer, we would be able to get that, but no, we just get 59%.
The other option here, because it is high rise 3 or 5, is just banana bread and see if someone dies.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's completed inspects though besides Calvin. So who's going to really be dying here? It's going to be somebody that had a bug path.
Which there were a bunch that I mentioned earlier. Wheels, one of them. Safety off. Nobody
Shot.
dead. We're going for cheeky bug. Real banana bread. We're finishing here.
Banana bread.
Yeah, life finished. I'm not. Did he see the bug? Or was it just?
Sure. I mean, he should have seen the bug, or he could have, but I don't know. The shot was a bit delayed.
Yeah. So.
Definitely saw the path potential here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while to line it up, but yeah, that was a bug shot.
Banana bread.
He caught the very tail end of. He was rotating right, and it was almost actually invisible behind the mesh. But Calvin Zerodoom doing just enough to be able to see the bug, if not just shooting for the banana bread. Unfortunately, then we didn't get flirt done though. I think this game was winnable.
Banana bread.
That was a really nice call though, honestly. If he had the flirt done, that wouldn't have even been the win. So that was really nice to hold there, especially since you have bugs potential and you had Twin completing both statues and having inspect done. So really nice decision to wait there.
Not shooting anybody who did those bug paths earlier. Little Man, Cowboy, in general was an SDA, but like you safety off them wheels, just good patience. Deserved win for sure. And we're 4-2 Calvin. But Zerodoom definitely putting up a fight. And we'll get Zerodoom on spy side here in 3, 2, 1, go. Uh-oh. Is that middle statue for red dress? No, okay. I thought this was going to be the immediate mission completed by an AI. Instead, we got 3 inspects, spy one of them.
Yeah, 3 inspects, 3 highlights.
So we got a noisy game to start. Oh, goodness. And Papa Danger there doing a bug path straight on camera. I would not be happy as Calvin. We're not going straight for the flirt.
Yeah, a lot of high rise is about just waiting and picking your spots because oftentimes the BB's not always going to be ready. Only for a few times during the game will BB actually be good. And then flirting is also something you have to be pretty careful with since it can be relatively easy to pair on this map.
So we got multiple people outside the conversation, but all of our highlights are in conversation.
Banana bread.
And this is a fine BB. We could even combo it into a bug, but it's not happening. We didn't get the green BB.
Tex does not have the greatest bug animation either, so understandably not going for it while highlight.
He does have the greatest hat, though.
That is for sure.
Okay. First flirt here. Bug? No bug. Bug?
Again, probably too suspicious. But I would love to see a bug here.
Bug? Come on. Nah, we're being watched so hard.
Yeah,
Good choice by Zerodoom. To a point.
Half doesn't get highlight here, either missing that inspect or choosing not to highlight later.
I do love the idea of missing Taft doing something. He is very big boned. He's hard to miss.
And now we've had 2 spies completing inspects and being the only AI to complete inspects.
Have you ever
From
seen
Calvin's
someone in
perspective.
the wild wearing brown, and you're like, you would be a better spy because you match in with all the brown, my brown high rise. The paint job in this place is actually questionable.
Well, Taft actually becomes the second person to complete inspects, but hard to know if Calvin actually knows that since he did not highlight for the first inspect.
Erlin's not on. Quick reject. I think we might just try and rapid fire flirt. Get in there, flirt, get out, flirt again. Otherwise, fingerprints just a bit too late. This works too. Okay, seduction target. Finally some
This
good
is
luck.
this is some payback for them bailing on us all this time.
Yeah. Seduction target might be... Yeah, she picked up the briefcase. We're in a spot here. We had the option to time add, but after 30 seconds, it's beeping.
Yeah, now we actually have a ton of people completing inspects. Booth's now
No.
becoming one of the 3. And now it
Yeah.
really just depends, will Calvin be shooting one of these characters with BB plus inspect?
Well, we got flirt, so... Yeah, fortunate there. If seduction target had done something real awkward like go to statues, we would have been put into a decision, but meeting her at bookcase is relatively safe, and we get the mission win here right as the clock goes to 0.
Yeah, that was a solid game. To counter that, really, Calvin would have just had to understand how much flirt progress the people who had inspects had gotten, and then could make the decision to shoot there. But really nice. Getting those flirts pretty late too also helped out Zerodoom a lot.
Yeah, good AI luck, but that he didn't shoot anybody, including Zerodoom, is a testament to his patience. In this case, patience. Only sometimes a virtue. Okay, we got Calvin on spy side. Plan is Duke in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see here.
So
What's
far, the
going
win condition has always been inspect, which is a bit interesting on this map, but so far, well, at least on Zerodoom as the spy, got pretty fortunate. Let's
I
see if that will get changed up this game.
I haven't seen, like, in the Gabriel Ramilo set, we saw a lot of opportunities for print, and they were taking a good portion of them. I haven't seen that so far. We do have General as the ambassador going to bookcase, but yet again, he's not slamming it in. He's taking it out for a walk, which is going to just be another fingerprint that we can't get yet.
But in the meantime, we do grab this briefcase. So, and then when the ambassador does eventually return the book, we will be able to get that. So,
Yeah.
decent here from Calvin. Plus, on this map, you're just gonna find so many opportunities to print that it's not that big of a deal.
I'm not sure about the legality of that briefcase, but it doesn't really matter. It looks correct. You eat the highlight, though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, either for the legality of the briefcase or for just having a print, which is suspicious in and of itself.
Okay, so there's a print on bookcase. General rejects again. Ambassador's just not being giving us the options I'd love to have. It might be time to go line up the banana bread.
Yeah, the conversations are looking pretty full from Calvin's view, so now would be the time to strike.
No,
But
both
yeah,
double agents.
as we say that, obviously
Yeah.
the DA leaves, so leaving us in a pretty awkward position as we continue to wait.
Calvin making the right choice here of going out to the little side window. If he stood next to Seek, we just randomly get flirt. Oh, okay. Sometimes you wait and you don't.
Yeah, there's a reason that people don't time that on high rise. That's probably the main reason.
Yeah,
I think he had other options. He could have went to the green bookshelf, gotten a print, and then tried to flirt contact, but maybe felt like time adding to give himself more options was the play there.
yeah, I don't hate the choice. It's just time adding while staring into the sniper's eyes, saying "I dare you to shoot me," and they go, "Okay." Is it's a common occurrence, really. Okay. Oh goodness, we have to cast some balcony. I was kind of hoping for a nice big 7-0 blowout, so we wouldn't have to do this. But now we get to talk about people talking. And let's do it though.
Yep, I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Zerodoom as pearls. Just bug. Just end our suffering. Are we in range for bug? Nah. Okay. Full conversation. Do we want a banana bread immediately? That's a white test on Miss White. Eats the highlight. Gonna make this game a lot harder. Oh, Kirby, don't say things like balcony double picks. Goodness.
If you really want to go hard into the meta, then that's where you go for that.
I mean, I can only think of a few people who would do it, Wodar included. But if Wodar gets unbanned balcony this season, I would be amazed.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Now with the second flirt test, he helps us out a lot, but we're going to need a green test in order to complete stuff.
Yeah, we're in a spot where our seduction target's a bit crowded. Ambassador's going to move out and we can fill the spot there if we want to. And we're going to do exactly that. Huh. That shot timing's weird. He was drink and got shot.
Looks like he suspected a bug.
Yeah, it has to.
In general, he wasn't able to swing around fast enough to really see, and then you see Twin talking, potentially, it looks like, to cover up that bug animation that you just did.
Yeah.
So I can understand the suspicion.
It's
the shot time is a bit strange because it is after 10 seconds after the bug would have happened. So it's either I shoot Twin now,
the ambassador
or
did walk past right when that shot happened, or he walked past again, so maybe he thought he saw a bug right then.
Yeah,
it's possible, like either the previous bug or the bug at the end there.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, phantom bug, but I think reasonably so. Makes sense at least. And
yeah, Calvin does confirm that he thought it was the bug previous before the sip.
Alright, so then that would have been too late.
You remember that time that Calvin was winning the set 3-0?
Yeah, I remember that time.
What, 5-4 Zerodoom?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pulling it back, doing really well on these Softail maps.
I think Zerodoom. I mean, there's only two things, right? It's either competitive nerves starting off a set, or it's rust. And I'm gonna say that for Zerodoom, it's more likely that he's just de-rusting as we go on, to Calvin's detriment. But we got Calvin as a single twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We will take those free wins. Civ shots happen relatively.
Oh, hello. Okay, no. You highlight General for that flirt. He came to us.
That is extremely strange that General doesn't get highlighted.
Okay,
there
he got
there
highlighted
we go.
later.
Okay. Highlighting both makes sense. You pair both.
Yeah, good green though. We're in a good position. I'm just Zerodoom just not having any of that General coming in. Any neutralites General. Poor Calvin.
Yeah, that hurts quite a bit, especially since General was chasing us at the very start of the game, and we still maintain our highlight.
2 out of 3 greens, 1 more big green flirt, and we've got the mystical 3 out of 3 game. And even parsing it with some briefcase action, always non-suspicious as long as you execute it properly. Oh, come on, 3 green it. Just balcony us. Let's go. Now shoot him for it. Come on, Zerodoom. Be one better. There's no shot coming off.
Probably the hardest shot in the game. To shoot for 3 green.
Yeah, 3 green, where the first green was the seduction target coming to you at Windows. Like 42 seconds left. This game was one of the best games of balcony that you'll see. A bit lucky, a lot of skill.
I'm just slightly questioning whether that briefcase was too close to the ambassador.
Balcony's weird.
Was, but yeah, exactly. So it's hard to tell. The rating is pretty close.
Yeah, I know it gets a little. I know it's a little. The distance can be a little closer on balcony, but I don't know. One thing to keep an eye on.
Okay,
But
balcony's
anyway,
done now.
potential things
But
to
anyway,
catch on
we're
that?
we're back to being tied here.
Ooh,
So
okay,
we go on to
so
the final map, which is library.
every game's worth a point. So if you win both games, you get 2 points for the win. If you win one game, you get a point for the tie. And if you don't win either of these games, you get 0 points. So these games matter a ton. And given how even these guys are, like this might actually just be the difference between placements at the end of the season.
All right. Anyway, I am loaded in.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Some library.
We saw a bit of this. I'm excited to see what meta changes there will be compared to the Gabrielle Renelia set.
Yeah, so in that set, someone swapped immediately. In this set, it hasn't been done yet, and you would have usually swapped before doing the inspects. We're gonna 3-cycle, or are we gonna just run away? No! Okay, that was
Yeah,
close.
we got fortunate that that next animation that started pretty late, so we got away with that.
Okay, yeah, that's bold. Good job, Zerodoom. That's some... Seduction targets are just not been kind today, except for that one balcony game that we just saw.
Yeah, some unfortunate AI luck. Some of that really could have been monitored by choosing to just wait and wait for the ST so you can confirm you get the flirt off. But a lot of it has been just unfortunate AI.
Shoutouts to Platinum players, Falcon Hit and Bananaconda, for playing games while we're casting that I don't get to watch. So there
And
goes
in the
my
red.
my studying up on my next two opponents.
Be here going to be pretty decent actually. Not too many low lights given off. But how do you win this game when you're highlight? Microfilm
You
is going to
flirt.
be probably off the table.
In these sort of situations, right? It's like you got to do spicy things. So you got to get perfect bugs, difficult prints, maybe like a long reject chain on a purloin that you jump in on, like cheeky microfilms. You're not going to be able to get away with the sort of bugs that we've seen Zerodoom do in other games, and you might not get away with white time ads. Yeah, here comes a bunch of lowlights. I think he saw the time
Yeah,
ad,
that
but
I think that was seeing the bill at least might have been seen from the window. This is now narrowed down to a mere 7 people. So on library, when you don't have a hardtail gun and your highlight, I don't see how Zero Doom gets out of this one.
more time ads. Because the first one went so well.
We do have
Okay.
an option. We did have the option to go to ST at bookshelf, but we decided not to take it.
Yeah, Zerodoom seems to enjoy the briefcase redirects. I think it did get him neutral lit previously, so for good reason. This is a swap. Okay. And you're gonna move out of the way here, and Calvin's gonna see you, and you're gonna get shot. Yeah. That's like Calvin was thinking.
Yeah, you do need to take a risk there because you're so far behind. That green swap might just be the way to win, like green swap bug seduce.
I'm thinking, well, this was a fingerprintable statue. Is that maybe what Zerodoom was going for?
Oh, if it was, then yeah, that would make more sense. I find it particularly true, at least for other players, that when they do action priority mistakes,
Yeah.
that they don't usually hit the green test. It surprises them, right?
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
But either way, Calvin, it will be on match point, and Zerodoom will have to fight to draw.
Yeah, so it's gonna be either tie party or not. Here we come in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Ooh, we got some orange dress, some scallions-inspired clothing on Sorry here, and a slow start. Because
Yeah, it
there's
looks like we
nothing going on over here.
want to wait around.
Okay, this is not a slow start. I lied. This is middle statues as your first mission, and a highlight because it's middle statues and it's a mission.
Yeah, this didn't work out for Zerodoom, but can Calvin play this well? We'll see.
It's a weird choice, right? Like you're game 12, you're trying to win a set, and you go, you know what I want? I want to be high-lit while I play this game.
But you get a mission, so it's like, maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a mission. It's just now you need to get a hardtail as a highlight. Bug
A
probably being the
5-8
best
now.
candidate for that, but things like purloin, for example, if you do a white purloin as a highlight, you ain't expected to lift that.
Green fingerprints, though, that's one way to start. We will need
Yep.
only one hardtail. Bug probably is the strongest on library, at least, if you can do it off camera.
Mhm.
Now, our options are pretty wide open.
I think heading towards the seduction target's never a bad idea here. Ambassador didn't take a drink. Where is the ambassador? Hold up. Ambassador just ran away. I think twins ambassador. I'm silly. 30% flirt. Is that white? That's
It was,
30%? Goodness.
and
Okay.
we stop talk immediately, but I doubt it's going to get caught on library. If that does get caught by Zerodoom, though, that might just be a to death, because stop talking after immediately talking is usually something spies love to do and AI don't like to do.
What? I don't do that. I've never stopped talking in my life.
Yeah,
Okay.
talk to Kaylee. Kaylee is the master of insta stop talking everything.
Kaylee is the master of being as rude as possible while still winning games. Okay, Ambassador. You wanna go put a fingerprint on that book? So we can go grab that book and get our second fingerprint, please? Time is running out. It's only got 1:30 on the clock, and we're just standing here.
Yeah, we're gonna need to hit a green test, otherwise we're going to be in a 4 flirt territory, which is never a good place to be.
Okay, so Calvin taking the briefcase over the book, which is gonna not fill his hand at least, and maybe a bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Oh, the book wasn't even fingerprintable yet, because Ambassador took it out. Yeah, good
Yeah,
choice.
yeah,
Being better to
fingerprint
spy
was
than I.
right. Needed to do that in order to get progress as fast as possible.
Okay, our win percentage chance just went way down with that red test. Mom is going as far away as possible too, just to make it a real pain.
And
We
the
die on
red.
this BB?
That would have been hilarious if that was real because mom did have a book in her hand and she just shoved it in the blue. I think that was off screen, but that would have been quite funny if Keela died there for that.
Okay, so Flirt's off the table now. Purloin and Bug are probably the quickest. We can always swap microphones off the table. We're running out of options here. Purloin's one of them, but surely this has got to be watched by Zerodoom. List gone. Gulp drink. Let's run off the statues. We're so slow though.
Bug? Something?
Bug? No,
No,
Bug. You
Amba.
had the bug. You
Yeah,
have the bug there. Ah,
Amba left though. That's what hurt us there.
yeah. Oh goodness, that's an ending and a half. So with that time, we just don't have enough time to make it to that statue at least. I mean, we could maybe have made it to the closer statue, but it's really just Ambassador moving and us not being able to predict it and do like a mug bug, just beat him up on the way while he's walking. It probably gets a shot anyways, but it's better than timing out here. That results in a tie actually.
Yeah,
They're doing
solid game
bringing
overall.
it back, playing real well on both sides though.
Yeah, we get
Once the red test happened and Teal didn't die, the game was basically over at that point.
Goodness, good patience on Zerodoom's side as the set went later. He's really disciplined. What are we moving on to next?
we have Wodar and OP Wright.